International Women's Day. March 8th, more than a day, it's a movement.
The origins and history of International Women's Day.
The origins and history. The International Women's Day originated in the early 20th century from women's labor movements aiming for better working conditions, voting rights, and gender equality. Important historical events. In 1908, 15,000 women marched in New York for labor and voting rights. In 1910, Clara Zetkin proposed Women's Day, gaining global support. In 1911, 4 countries celebrated Women's Day, with millions joining. In 1917, Russian women's strike led to the Tsar's fall. The USSR made Women's Day a holiday. In 1977, the UN officially recognized March 8th as Women's Day.
The modern significance of International Women's Day.
The modern significance. Today, International Women's Day has evolved into a global movement, with rallies, forums, and social campaigns advocating for workplace equality, women's leadership, and economic empowerment. Many countries celebrate by giving flowers, recognizing women's achievements, and promoting women's health and education, raising awareness of women's rights and contributions.
International Women's Day traditions in different countries.
Italy. The representative flower of Italian Women's Day is mimosa, which symbolizes the strength and tenderness of women. Men will give mimosa flowers to women, including mothers, wives, daughters, colleagues, etc. Restaurants offer special Women's Day menus for gatherings. Russia. Women's Day in Russia is similar to a combination of Mother's Day and Valentine's Day. This day is mainly used to express respect and love for women. Women receive special treatment, such as family members helping with housework or preparing large meals. Schools and workplaces hold recognition ceremonies for women. China. China's Women's Day emphasizes the roles of women in the family and the workplace, and women in some areas are given a half-day holiday. Schools and communities hold seminars on women's rights. E-commerce platforms launch special discounts. France. Women's Day in France emphasizes women's rights and equality rather than the traditional gift-giving culture. Protests and discussions on women's rights. TV and radio programs highlight female achievements. USA. American Women's Day emphasizes the contributions of women in society and the workplace and is also part of Women's History Month. Companies and government agencies recognize female leaders. Social media campaigns promote women's achievements. Spain. International Women's Day in Spain focuses on advocating for women's rights and gender equality, and emphasizes opposing gender violence and fighting for equal rights at work. Feminists strike where women stop working, doing housework, or shopping. Mass protests in Madrid and Barcelona with the slogan, "If we stop, the world stops."
Common vocabulary words for International Women's Day.
Common vocabulary words. Advocate, advocate. Bias, bias. break barriers, break barriers. Challenge stereotypes, challenge stereotypes. Discrimination, discrimination. Diversity, diversity. Equal pay, equal pay. Feminism, feminism. Gender equality, gender equality. Harassment, harassment. Inclusion, inclusion. Inspirational, inspirational. Leadership, leadership. Maternity leave, maternity leave. Mentorship, mentorship. Patriarchy, patriarchy. Progressive, progressive. Reproductive rights, reproductive rights.
Fun facts about International Women's Day.
The first Women's Day was not on March 8th. The first Women's Day was actually on February 28, 1909, organized by the Socialist Party of America as National Women's Day. In 1910, German activist Clara Zetkin proposed International Women's Day at the International Socialist Women's Conference in Copenhagen, and March 8 was later chosen. Purple is the official color of Women's Day. The colors of International Women's Day come from the British suffragette movement, which used purple, green, and white as their symbolic colors. Purple represents justice and dignity, green symbolizes hope, and white originally stood for purity but is less commonly used today. Russia's Women's Day protest led to a revolution. On March 8, 1917, Russian women workers protested for bread and peace due to war shortages. The strike spread rapidly and led to the abdication of Tsar Nicholas II, sparking the February Revolution. The Soviet Union later became the first country to make March 8 an official holiday. Conclusion. International Women's Day is not just a celebration of women's achievements but also a reminder of the ongoing fight for gender equality and empowerment. Whether through historical milestones, global traditions, or everyday acts of respect and support, every action contributes to a more just and inclusive world.
Happy International Women's Day. Integrate English learning into your life.